Do you guys like No Man's Sky? Like flying around, doing nothing? Do you also love Death Stranding? Walking, walking, and walking. Then I have a game for you, everyone. So, hello everyone, and it was time for finally the review of Starfield. Man, this game is... It's like if No Man's Sky and Death Stranding had a baby, and that baby is really, really boring. So first of all, you can't even go to every planet, right, you know? They've been lying and claiming that you can like fly and land on planets and so on. And I've been trying, right, to land on this red planet here. It doesn't work out. Like the game is a complete sham, right, you know? Like I keep saying, I have tried to land on every, like, you know, shiny red planet, every gas planet, so on, and you can't, right? So you can't even explore it fully. It's a joke, this game. So you have a lot of issues. Let's go over them. Like, have you seen how boring and lifeless the start screen is? Like, what is this? We're like, there's not a good scene here. Like, have you seen how boring and life? I mean, I don't understand how anyone can give this game like not only a 10 out of 10, right? You know, some people are like, this is the greatest game since sliced bread. Not only is this game, of course, not 10 out of 10, it's like a 0 out of 10. It's like, it's so, like, just look at this starter screen. I will show you a proper start. Now here, everyone, this is a proper starter screen, right? So listen to this music here. I mean, seriously, Starfield is just boring. It's just a boring UI screen, right? Like, what doesn't have, what it lacks, of course, is a good tune, right? Dun, 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 dun. That shit, you know, the Genesis like hardcore ship thing, the kind of makes it kind of crack up, you know, that's some good shit, you know. Starfield, again, 0 out of 10 game, it doesn't have a good intro music, right? Massive. I can barely get past the intro screen when it doesn't have a good tune. Another issue, of course, in Starfield is the map, right? You know, you get lost constantly. Like when you get to a new planet in the game, you have to actually, like, you know, find your own way. The game's map, this is the UI of the map. This tells me nothing, right? It's utter shit, guys. It tells me nothing. Like, what can I do with this map? It's just empty, right? It doesn't do shit for me. Like, it doesn't tell me where to go. It's just pointless. You know what it reminds me of a lot? It reminds me of Elden Ring, another shitty game, right? Where you're like, you're into a world, and you have to figure out yourself where to go, right? You know? Like, I want the game to tell me exactly where to go. I want to have the UI with buttons that are clearly aiming, give me an arrow, like you're supposed to go over there, right? I don't want to waste my time playing a shitty game that makes me get lost all the time, right? Again, look at this map here. It's just terrible. You have to actually, like, explore for yourself and so on. It's, again, I don't understand why people like Starfield, right, you know? It's a terrible game. And this is something that I just, you know, I despise this in this, like, I would call them hardcore retro something gaming, right? Where the game developers, like, you know, listening to these idiots on Tweet or whatever, right? And they're forcing this like weird thing of like, oh yeah, let's make the game less accessible, right? Let's make less people be able to enjoy the game and so on. And yeah, it's just appalling. Another issue, of course, with Starfield, which disappoints me greatly, right, is that not a single companion is LBGQ representation, right? And this is actually, I guess, the biggest reason why I would say you absolutely should not buy Starfield, right? You know, the game has a massive lack of diversity, and especially, I mean, this is like the future sci-fi, right? So it makes little to no sense, and yeah, not a single companion is trans or queer, as all right, which I'm very disappointed in. And it's just like, you know, I'm really tired of this movement, right? You know, we see in gaming, it used to be, I would say a few years ago was better, right? And now we keep seeing this affordably hatred, you know, towards trans people and so on. Right? And this game is clearly transphobic. It just keeps going, right? It just keeps going. But yeah, I mean, given that it takes place in the future, it's a sci-fi. You have all these different planets, all different people, races or whatever. That not a single companion is you know, it's like zero diversity, right, in the companions. It's also no bear or so on. Now lastly, the combat is terrible, right? So first of all, you will almost never have any combat because, as I said earlier, right, you get a new planet and you walk in the planet and there's no one there. It's just empty space, and then eventually you find like a random location, like a random generated spawn location, right, to fight some random goons. And it's just really boring, like what you call it, RPG, FPS or whatever, right? It's a tremendously boring combat system where you shoot stuff and you have some, I guess, some game mechanics, some number crunching in the background, right? But it's basically a boring Borderlands 3, you know? It's a Borderlands 3, but it's slower, right? That's kind of the best comparison, maybe. Yeah, you don't need to do that. It's really boring. But generally speaking, like I said earlier, I think put part here, is that you basically never fight, right? Because you get to the planet, you run there, and you almost never meet anyone, right? That's why it's so similar to Death Stranding. You just walk and walk and walk and walk. And usually, or you just fly, right? Nothing happens. When you find something happens, it's really bad too. So it's interesting in that sense because it's like, yes, okay, it's really empty, and I want to have more action and so on. But at the same time, the actual action is terrible. So I don't know. It's like shit or shit, right? So it's a 0 out of 10 in either way in that sense, right? So that kind of concludes the video guide where you shouldn't buy Starfield. It's terrible exploration. It's No Man's Sky X Death Stranding, right? It has no map. It's open for you to go wherever you. It's open for you to walk, wherever you want, right? Stupid. Reminds of editing it has. Hate that shit. No inclusive, right? Extremely uninclusive. Clearly phobic. Bad guy. Subscribe. Slap button. And have a great day.